Change is inevitable. Some of you are running from it, fighting it, hoping things will stay the same, but life doesn't work like that. Life is always moving, always shifting, always evolving. The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is, are you ready for it? Are you ready to adapt, to shift, to embrace the unknown? Because the people who win in life, the people who rise to the top, aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who lean into it, who take what's coming and use it to get better, stronger, smarter. Some of you are stuck because you refuse to let go of what was. You're holding on to old ways of thinking, old habits, old relationships, old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. And you wonder why you're not growing, why you're not making progress. It's because you're gripping so tight to what's comfortable that you can't reach for what's next. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength isn't built in stillness. If you want to elevate, if you want to step into your potential, you have to be willing to let go of what no longer fits. I know it's scary. I know change feels uncertain, but uncertainty is where opportunity lives. You can't get to the next level playing it safe. You can't unlock your full potential while standing still. You have to be willing to move, to step forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until you feel ready, waiting until you have every detail figured out. But life doesn't wait. And if you keep standing still, opportunity is going to pass you by. Think about it. Everything you've ever accomplished, everything you're proud of came from a moment when you stepped outside your comfort zone, when you took a chance, when you did something you weren't sure you could do. That's what changes. It's an invitation to level up, to step into something bigger. But you have to be willing to take that first step. Some of you are facing change right now. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe a relationship ended. Maybe life threw something at you that you didn't see coming. And you're sitting there stuck in the past, replaying what happened, wishing things could go back to how they were. But let me tell you, something great comes from looking back. You can't rewrite yesterday. You can't change what's already happened. But what you can do is decide what comes next. You can choose to stay stuck, or you can choose to adapt, to pivot, to find a new way forward. Life isn't about avoiding change. It's about learning how to navigate it, how to use it to your advantage. The most successful people aren't the ones who never face obstacles. They're the ones who look at those obstacles and say, all right, let's go. They adjust, they learn, they figure out how to make it work. And that's what you have to do. Stop seeing change as the enemy. Stop resisting what's already happening. Look at it as an opportunity. Look at it as a chance to grow, to stretch, to become something greater. Because the truth is, change isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And the sooner you see that, the sooner you start moving, the sooner you embrace what's next, the sooner you'll realize that every change, every shift, every challenge is just another step toward the person you were meant to become. Some of you are looking at change like it's the enemy. You're looking at it like it's here to break you, to ruin everything you've built. But what if I told you that change isn't here to break you, it's here to make you? It's here to push you into that next version of yourself, that next level you've been praying for, that breakthrough you've been waiting on. The problem is, most people don't see it that way. Most people resist change because they think it's taking something from them when really it's trying to give them something greater. You got to shift your mindset. You got to start seeing change as an opportunity instead of an obstacle. Because the truth is, every successful person you look up to, every champion, every leader, every person who made it to the top, they all have one thing in common. They learned how to adapt. They learned how to take what life threw at them and turn it into fuel. They didn't waste time complaining about how things used to be. They focused on what was in front of them and figured out how to make it work. Some of you are so focused on what you lost that you can't see what's ahead. You're too busy mourning the past to recognize the opportunity standing right in front of you. You're asking, why did this happen to me? Instead of asking, what can I learn from this? You got to flip that switch. You got to start seeing every challenge, every shift, every unexpected turn as a chance to grow. Because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. The world is moving fast. Everything is changing: technology, business, the way we work, the way we live. And if you're not willing to adapt, you're going to get stuck. You're going to wake up one day and realize that life kept going and you stayed the same. That's not what you want. You don't want to be the person looking back 5 years from now, wondering where the time went, wondering why you didn't take action, wondering why you let fear keep you from stepping into your full potential. Some of you need to stop waiting for things to go back to normal. There is no normal. There is no going back. The only way is forward. The only way is through. You got to decide right now that no matter what life throws at you, no matter how hard it gets, you're going to adjust, you're going to adapt, and you're going to keep moving. Because winners don't quit. Champions don't fold when things get tough. They dig in, they figure it out, and they find a way to win. You've got everything you need inside of you. You've got the strength, the resilience, the drive, but none of that matters if you refuse to move. None of that matters if you're still holding on to what was instead of stepping into what could be. Life is always changing, always evolving. The question is, are you? Some of you are waiting for the perfect conditions to make a move. You're waiting for everything to be lined up, for all the lights to turn green before you take the first step. But life doesn't work like that. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the people who win in life aren't the ones who had everything figured out. They're the ones who moved even when they were uncertain, even when they were scared, even when they didn't have all the answers. They knew that action brings clarity, that the only way to figure things out is to get moving. Some of you are scared of change because it makes you uncomfortable. But let me tell you something, discomfort is the birthplace of growth. Every time you resist change because it feels uncomfortable, you are choosing to stay the same. You are choosing to stay stuck in a place you've already outgrown. And for what? Because it's familiar? Because it's safe? Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength isn't built in stillness. You have to be willing to embrace the discomfort, to lean into the uncertainty, to trust that whatever is ahead of you is greater than what you're leaving behind. Look around you. Everything you see, every business, every innovation, every success story was built by someone who refused to let fear of change hold them back. The most successful people in the world are the ones who understand that change is not a threat, it's an opportunity. They don't see obstacles, they see possibilities. They don't waste time complaining about how things used to be. They focus on making the most of what's in front of them. And that's exactly what you need to do. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to keep resisting the changes happening around you, or are you going to step up and evolve? Are you going to sit back and watch life pass you by, or are you going to take control and create the life you want? Because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to do it for you. It's on you to adapt, adjust, and dominate no matter what life throws your way. Some of you keep waiting for life to slow down, for things to settle, for the chaos to pass, so you can finally take action. But let me tell you, the truth, life will never slow down. It's always moving, always shifting, always changing. And if you don't learn how to adapt, if you don't learn how to move with it, you're going to get left behind. Winners don't wait for the storm to pass. They learn how to move through the storm. The problem is, too many people want the reward without the challenge. You want the growth without the discomfort, the success without the struggle. But that's not how it works. The struggle is part of the process. The discomfort is the price you pay for elevation. You don't get stronger by staying in the same place. You don't grow by holding on to the past. If you want to become the person you were meant to be, you have to let go of what no longer serves you. Some of you are so focused on what's changing that you've forgotten who you are. Your power isn't in what's around you, it's in you. It's in how you respond. It's in how you adapt. It's in how you take every challenge, every shift, every unexpected turn and use it to make yourself stronger. Stop looking at change like it's here to break you. It's here to build you. It's here to push you to levels you never imagined, but you got to be willing to embrace it. Success isn't about having everything figured out. It's about having the courage to keep going even when you don't. It's about trusting that every setback is setting you up for something bigger. It's about knowing that every challenge you face is preparing you for the greatness that's ahead. So stop resisting, stop doubting, stop waiting. The time to adapt is now. The time to step into your power is now. The time to embrace change and become unstoppable is right now.